Screencast is about Article 3, leaves of absence. And this is actually probably the article of the contract that we get the most questions out. The 3.00 is about association activities. This is the agreement between the district and the association on allowing release time for association officers and building reps to do official association business. 3.01 is about sabbatical leave. And sabbatical leave is available for medical leave and also for professional development. And they are available in half-year sabbaticals or full-year sabbaticals. Understand that when you take leave, you maintain your employee benefits such as health care and accrue years of service and that kind of stuff. And you also receive half pay during your leave. If at any time for that, God forbid, you need to take medical leave for an extended period of time, please don't hesitate to talk to an association officer so that way we can walk you through that process. It is also based on a board policy, and the board policies can be found on the school board's page on the website under school board policies. The next one, the next two actually are about bereavement. And the only difference between these two is who is identified as immediate family and near family. Immediate family is listed here, and near family is listed here. You get 5 days of bereavement leave for immediate family, 3 days of bereavement leave for near relative. One little caveat to the contract here that you might be interested in is that you can take one of those days later on. So for example, let's say you are having a memorial service for your brother who passed away, and that memorial service is going to happen a month later. If you just notify the office that that is your intent, that you're going to have that memorial service a month later, you can use that one day. Another reason why somebody might want to take a day later on is to settle a will. So that is one little caveat to bereavement that a lot of people don't realize that they have the opportunity to take. So the next one, 3.04, is illness and injury. So by school code, you are given 10 sick days each year. And in our contract, you are allowed to take 6 of those 10 to care for a family member. That family member could be your spouse, it could be a parent, it could be your child, and the list of who qualifies as a family member is listed here. If you use all 6 of those days, you certainly could request for more days to be converted to family sick days just by asking the superintendent. If you don't use all six of those days, then they convert into regular sick days and they accrue just like sick days do. And again, that is rolled over each year. So 6 of those 10. Understand it is not 16 days. It is just that 6 of those 10 could be used for family sick days. 3.05 is personal leave. Your personal days, you get 2 personal days each year. You may accrue up to 6 of them. There are some stipulations or some restrictions on using personal days. Some of those restrictions are you cannot use personal days during the first 3 days of the year, and that's contractual year, not student year. And you cannot use them during the last 2 of days of the contractual year. The superintendent does have the ability to grant some flexibility. So let's say you're taking your child to college for the first time, and that's going to happen during one of the first 3 days of the school year. That flexibility can be granted. You just need to ask for that. There is also a restriction of the number of teachers per building that can be on personal can be using personal days at any given time. So like you can't have more than 5 teachers in the high school taking personal days. So as soon as you know that you need a personal day, you probably want to put in for it, so that way you don't run into this kind of restriction. If you, let's say you have 8 personal days, you are only allowed to carry over 6 of them. So that means 2 of those personal days you need to do something with. You have a couple choices. You can convert them into sick days, uh, or you can be paid for them at a rate of $185 each day, and that would have to go into a 403B, or you can have it rolled into an HSA account. The next one is 3.06, emergency leave. So if there's any kind of situation where an emergency occurs, you can ask the superintendent to grant you a day of emergency leave. And depending on what that situation is, you could possibly be granted that day. Child rearing leave, this is pretty much ruled by the FMLA Act or the Family Medical Leave Act. You can see what the stipulations are for FMLA here. Another thing is we do have on our website a link to maternity leave documents, and it will take you to a drive that will give you some do's and don'ts for the letter that goes to the superintendent and other people, and also provide you with a sample letter. So that is available on the BSEA document. 3.08 is about professional leave. Each professional employee is eligible to apply for 1 day of professional leave during the school year, and that approval is solely up to the superintendent. And so that could be used for something like professional development in your certification area, like to go to a conference or something like that. 3.09, you can possibly be granted leave without pay. The board does have to approve your leave without pay, and leave without pay can also be pretty expensive. The last one in this section is 3.10, which is about jury duty. And if you are required to be on the jury or something like that, you simply need to make sure that you let the superintendent and the district office know that you have been subpoenaed for jury duty, and they will walk you through that process. Basically, you get paid to sit on jury duty. I think it's a whopping like $21 a day. You just need to turn over that $21 a day or whatever that amount is to the district. So just sign the check and give the check to the district, because you are technically still being paid by the school district during your time on jury duty leave. Again, if you have any questions about Article 3, please don't hesitate to ask a building rep or association officer.